To play PS1 games on Mac, head over to DuckStation.org. You will notice there is no option for Mac, so click on Other Platforms. This will take you to DuckStation's GitHub page. Scroll up until you see the Releases section and click on the latest release. Here, scroll down a bit until you reach the Assets section. From here, download the DuckStation Mac release zip file. Once it's done, open Finder and navigate to where you downloaded it. Now, apart from the emulator, we also have some PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 1 BIOS files. Unfortunately, due to the nature of these files being copyrighted, I can't show you where to download them, but if you check out my Patreon page, link in description, there's a video there that explains exactly how to get your own BIOS files and ROMs. So we'll start by installing the emulator first. Right-click the downloaded file and extract it. Once extracted, drag and drop the DuckStation into your applications folder. Now, if you manage to get some games, you will need to make sure that they are extracted as well. You can select all compressed files at once by pressing Command A and extract in one go. And you can then delete all the compressed files because they are no longer needed. Now it's time to launch the emulator. Go to Applications in your Finder and look for DuckStation. Hold the Control key on your keyboard, right-click on the emulator and click Open. If macOS says DuckStation can't be opened, don't worry, just don't click on the Move to Bin by mistake, click Done and then navigate to the System Settings. Inside System Settings, go to Privacy and Security, scroll down, and you will see this warning, DuckStation was blocked to protect your Mac. Click Open anyway, confirm again, enter your Mac password, and here we are. Now the first thing you will do is select your preferred language and your preferred theme as well. Then click Next, and it will ask you for your BIOS files. Click Browse and navigate to where you stored them. Select the folder which contains your BIOS files and that's it. Next, DuckStation will want your games. Click Add and navigate to where your games folder is and allow any permissions it requires. Now you need to connect your controller. If you own any Windows compatible controllers, you can leave this as is and click on Automatic Mapping over here and select whichever controller you connected, and it should work as expected. But if you connect any third-party or incompatible controllers, you might need an additional application to bridge the connection between DuckStation and your device. I've made detailed guides on setting up various controllers. You can check out the whole playlist by clicking here. This link is also in the description box below. You can also connect a second controller in port 2. Next, it's time to do some graphics settings. We can start by increasing the internal resolution. You can definitely set it to 4K if you have a 4K monitor and your machine is capable enough, but I recommend setting it to 1080p, which is the sweet spot and should work for most people. You can tweak more options here, but I will keep most settings on default, except for the aspect ratio. It is set to 4:3 by default, so it's better to play them in their original way since most of the titles of the time were designed this way. But you can also change it to 16:9 if you prefer a widescreen experience. Finally, just make sure PGXP geometry correction is enabled over here, and if you choose to turn on widescreen rendering, make sure you also leave the aspect ratio at 16:9. DuckStation also supports retro achievements. If you're into it and you want to use achievements within DuckStation, you can log into your account in this step. Since I'm not using it, I'll skip this step, and here we go. The setup is complete, click Finish, and we will land on the emulator's homepage. Now if you notice, everything is set, except it still doesn't feel complete. That's because we haven't added the cover art yet. It looks kind of unfinished. To do this, open the browser and search for PSX covers. Click the first result, which should be a GitHub page. Scroll down and copy the cover URL from here. Go back to DuckStation, click Tools, Cover Downloader, paste the URL and click Start. Once it reaches 100%, close it and the cover art will appear for all the titles inside the emulator. Now, before we launch the game, we will need to do some final settings. Under Graphics, you can change the renderer to Metal if you have an Apple Silicon Mac. If not, leave it at Automatic. And set the adapter to Mac's Silicon chip. You can access all of the settings from this menu, including the ones we did during the setup process. Now all we need to do is double-click on any game and enjoy. If you're interested in more emulation tutorials, check out our series on different emulators. The link is right here.